All right, we got. Why is the rent so damn high? The real reason will shock you. From A More Perfect Union.
It's late 2023, the Phoenix area. Investigators with the State Attorney General's office are looking at apartment rents. They're up 76% since 2000.
Holy shit. Up 76%? Bro, what the fuck is going on?
2016. Something
from 2016. That's 76%? Bro, what? That's almost double. That's almost 25% off of being double in 4 years. Well, it's 2024. Wait, no. It's 2020. It is 2024. So oh my god, that's 8 years ago that they did this little thing.
Is off. These 4 building rents are 12% higher than others, but they offer similar amenities.
Okay, here we go. Oh, what the fuck is this? What's going on over here? What is this, Phoenix, Arizona?
They have different landlords, so you'd think they should be competing with one another.
Yeah.
But they weren't. The price
competition, at least within the same industry, the more competition within an area for this, it seems it should be going down. Like, oh, this guy is is $2,000. I'm gonna make my rent $1,900. Oh, this guy's rent is $1,900. I'm gonna put mine at $1,800. Like, they should be competing to get for the lower price. But like, why the fuck is it going up?
Prices were allegedly being set by one entity.
The entity.
Algorithm owned by a company called RealPage.
Oh, this is the big bad guy? The big baddie?
In fact, this was happening everywhere in the area.
That's old-fashioned price fixing using new technology.
Oh my god. So this algorithm probably takes into account a bunch of different things. Much the same way skill-based matchmaking in many FPS games takes more variables than they are willing to admit into account. You know, skill-based matchmaking will take into account how much you're moving, how much you're sprinting, how much you're tack sprinting, how much you're aiming, how much you're pre-aiming. They got fucking heat maps of where you're aiming, how much you what is it called? How much you drop shot, how much you like jump spam or crouch spam or whatever. You know, so many variables are taken into account, and then they are measured against the norm. And then for whatever reason, certain values will be placed on specific stats in a much more favorable manner in order to justify an increase in rent.
We allege, in effect, a housing cartel.
Over 2,000 miles away, something similar is happening. It's alleged that all of these different units, their prices were set by one single algorithm, which sounds bad.
Oh,
and it could be
is it RealPage again?
Happening in cities and states across the country. Renters have filed over 30 different lawsuits against RealPage.
Good.
We're going to talk about what all this means, how algorithms, these black boxes of data, are shaping our markets and giving an incredible amount of power to the few.
Well, what is in the black box of data is what I want to know.
And how the Department of Justice and some state attorney generals are fighting back. Because this is a story about how a few lines of code broke the American housing market.
Ooh.
What is RealPage?
So RealPage is a company that operates software that allows landlords to input their data into an algorithm, and then RealPage sets the prices for all of those landlords. This is
okay.
actually against the law.
Oh, wait. Really? How? How is it against the law, and what are they doing that makes it against the law? That is very interesting.
General Mays isn't the only one alleging this.
Our allegations are that RealPage, in combination with 14 of the largest landlords here in the District of Columbia, are effectively colluding with one another.
Oh, they're effectively just price fixing
To set rents.
Across America, rent is up 20% since 2020. The Attorney Generals of Arizona and DC are suing RealPage and a host of big landlords, alleging that an
Oh, dang.
algorithmic housing cartel is helping drive up prices.
Dang, that's crazy, dude. Bro, if I was a landlord where I lived, dang, dude, I would have seen this, understood what was happening, and do like 1 degree below this. That's what I would do. But I'm not a landlord.
In the pre-RealPage days, landlords would compete with one another.
They played a guessing game with rent prices.
Ooh.
Push it too high and people move, leaving landlords hunting for new tenants. It was a delicate balance, a market. And
I mean, so what if you make like an AI? Like you put in an AI, you like, let's say I live in some city and I'm a landlord, I own a property, and you know, on that property I put in like, I don't know, like a duplex or something, or maybe on a bigger scale, like maybe a 3-story, 4-story apartment building or something like that. I want to go and figure out like all the other available places to rent within my city. So that's a lot of time and effort you have to do, you know, for like market research in order to figure out what's like a good price point to like price your shit at.
I'm not sure if it was fair, but it wasn't rigged. An algorithm helped change all of that.
We're talking about an algorithm that aggregates otherwise confidential information that the landlords have that ordinarily they would not share with their competitors.
Data like rent prices, lease expiry dates, any deals they offer to tenants.
That allows then the algorithm to spit out a pricing recommendation.
Oh, so this is just an effect. Functionally, this is just all the landlords talking to each other. Hey, this is the size of the rooms and the amenities that I offer. This is the prices that I have. And, that's kind of crazy because, like, you could view this as either a good or a bad thing because this, like, normalizes the prices of everything to make it so that you get the most value for your dollar. But if it's being used in a malicious way, and everybody just agrees to, like, I don't know, let's say like everybody just decides to up the price of rent, you know, $50 a month randomly for whatever reason. That doesn't seem very consumer friendly if it's being used in a malicious way.
All designed to keep the overall market at its highest peak.
They are not.
So he said to be used to keep the market at its highest peak, not being like consumer friendly and to try and like make the prices like consumer friendly.
Charging what the market can bear. They are controlling the market. It's leading to the exacerbation of our affordability crisis, our housing crisis here in Arizona.
If you could imagine a smoke-filled room
I didn't even know that there was a housing crisis in Arizona,
where the landlords, the largest landlords in the District of Columbia, came together to decide what they were going to charge in rent, to share their confidential information. Everybody would be able to see that that's an anti-competitive practice.
Until recently, using shared pricing algorithms like this flew under the radar. If your algorithm set prices, you'd just say, it's not cheating, it's a suggestion.
That, I wonder how many other states that this is an issue with. Maybe like maybe there are some other like small companies creating like an algorithm like this, but they just haven't been got yet. Or maybe there's like some like cases that are pending that are gonna undergo the same thing as what was it, RealPage?
Not anymore. Lena Khan and the FTC have said, just a suggestion, that's price fixing, no excuses.
Oh, okay, here we go. Federal Trade Commission. Price fixing by algorithm is still price fixing. Huh. Dang, and this just got passed. Landlords and property managers can't collude on rental pricing. Using new technology to do it doesn't change the antitrust fundamental. Regardless of the industry you are in, if your business uses an algorithm to determine prices, a brief filed by the FTC and the Department of Justice offers a helpful guideline for antitrust compliance. Your algorithm can't do anything that would be illegal if done by a real person.
In RealPage, according to the lawsuits, they weren't even pretending the prices were suggestions.
Okay, a RealPage presentation on pushing landlords to enable auto accept states. What I don't know what this means. Like an N in brackets, not an ask of the client. This is a command to the client. This isn't an optional process. So they could have gotten by and said it's just a suggestion, but no, it's a command to the client. This is the price.
RealPage has a system set up where the landlords who have adopted the system agree to a set of rules.
Honestly, what I think is probably going to happen is like this technology will still be used, but they will probably change it up a little bit, and it won't be like a command. It'll just be like they'll probably use like different words to make it more of a like a suggestive nature.
Rules is that RealPage gets to set rent prices. If landlords want to charge less than the digital oracle suggests, they have to justify their decision.
The justification needs to be reviewed by RealPage. RealPage can push back against the justification.
And if you push back too much, RealPage can kick the landlord out of the scheme.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
One insider telling investigators, sometimes we were
Landlords could be expelled from the cartel. Sometimes we are happy to see customers go. What the hell, dude?
happy to see customers go.
They also had a policing agent.
Oh, sorry, we're raising our prices, and according to our statistics, you're too poor to like live here, so we're just gonna kick you out, and then hopefully somebody with real money can come on in and rent our shit. Damn, dude, that sucks.
That would go out and make sure that the landlords and their leasing agents were staying in line and not deviating from the price that was being set.
This scheme, if true, has had a real tangible impact on Americans.
RealPage advertising.
Colluding to raise rents is highlighted. For unlawful colluding to raise rents. Dang, dude. I mean, because honestly what the trend seems like is got the pan. You know, here's the graph. This is time. This is money. Up arrow. Side arrow. This is 0. Naturally, just naturally, it's understandable for rent to go up slightly over time. But what the algorithm was doing, seemingly, is it was probably raising the price in an unnatural way over time. Like too much. It was doing too much too quick is what it seems. The rate was too high. So it would be completely understandable. Well, not completely understandable, but I don't think that technology will go anywhere. They will simply make it so that the rate is not as extreme of an increase as opposed to what it would have otherwise naturally would have been.
That it's going to increase revenues 2% to 7% for the participants in the cartel.
What RealPage is telling these landlords and is doing with these landlords is don't worry about occupancy rates anymore. It doesn't matter really how many people move out.
Wait, what? The YieldStar platform does away with the typical negotiation that occurs between renters and landlords. Oh, wait. So the platform does away with the typical negotiation between, okay, even encouraging property managers to avoid bargaining with tenants and occasionally advising owners to take a lower occupancy rate in favor of higher rents. So they are simply hedging their bets and kicking you out, or not even speaking to you. If you think about haggling for a room for a lower rate in order for them to like simply just fill the building, it's just not happening. It's like a non-negotiable for you to like try to haggle down. It seems like, goddamn. To take a lower occupancy rate in order to preserve the high value proposition that we have with our rooms or spaces or whatever. That's crazy, man. Don't even talk to them if they're not willing to pay.
Your building, you're still going to grow your revenue over time.
How? Through these coordinated price increases.
In Phoenix alone, we've seen rent increase 76% since 2016. It is almost certain that people were evicted as a result of these.
Damn, dude. I would have hated to have been there during that transitionary period of when they were not using the technology to when they started using the technology. They figured out who was not paying enough for rent, and then they kicked those people out. That is some downright devious ass shit. That's crazy, man.
These price increases, and that some people were made homeless by them.
Damn, that sucks.
To their prospective customers, the landlords, RealPage is pretty open about all of this. You can go to their website, type in a zip code, and view a sample of what buildings are using the software, along with any corresponding price changes. We'll see this building right here, rent is actually down about 4%. If we just zoom out a little bit, a few blocks over, this rent is actually up 4%. They used to have videos where landlords talked about how RealPage's algorithm pushed them to raise rent. But the company deleted it after the Washington Post ran a story.
Wait, let me see this. We're in a position now where occupancy is extremely strong and we are pushing rents, he said during the webcast. After the Post viewed the webcast and saw interviews with some of its participants, RealPage removed the webcast from its public website. It later said the webcast was removed at the request of a client. Well, probably somebody has it somewhere. I guarantee you someone has it somewhere. Once you put it out on the internet, somebody is recording that shit for sure. And 100% somebody still has that little webcast. So it's probably not gone.
On investor calls, they're flat out saying the algorithm is going to recommend higher lease rates for every property. But the company goes to great lengths to train landlords to hide this scheme from renters. Landlords were coached across a variety.
Damn. So if I go to rent like a building, or not rent a building, if I go to like rent a room or somewhere like within a building or something like that, I have to go on RealPage, see if that building or occupancy is even listed on RealPage. And even if it's on RealPage, I would probably just avoid it altogether. Dang, if I was like a smart consumer, because if I understand that the occupancy is on RealPage, then just avoid the damn thing. But since this is probably like a very niche thing, not a lot of people know about it. Every state probably, I don't know if RealPage is trying to go like expand into like all other 49 states or whatever. Or maybe some other states have something else that akins to this type of technology. And, they use like maybe a similar algorithm that pushes rents higher. And I go to like, what question could I ask to see if like the building or occupancy is like listed on some sort of like wonky, like algorithmic a site or something like that. Damn, I just have to like be like a good consumer and like do my research essentially, but like, goddamn.
Of scenarios, and told not to mention RealPage or pricing algorithms to tenants. Instead, they were supposed to say stuff like units were being priced individually.
Oh, geez. Units were being priced individually. Bro, damn. That sucks.
RealPage and the larger industry dispute the charges. Since the onslaught of lawsuits, RealPage has largely stayed quiet, ignoring our request for an interview. But the industry has published a paper defending itself. They make a bunch of different arguments, but it boils down to two major points. The first, sharing info doesn't mean they're teaming up. Why? Because the rental world
Yes and no.
is just too big and too messy for any sort of secret deal to stick. But that doesn't seem to stand up to scrutiny.
The RealPage algorithm is being used by nearly 90% of the apartment owners in the DMV.
RealPage
Damn. That's crazy.
controls 70% of the rental units
In Phoenix, Arizona. So essentially, if you're trying to rent anywhere in Arizona, chances are the complex is going to be listed in RealPage. So damn. That's crazy, man. I mean, as more and more people figure this out, and like I don't know if RealPage is planning on like going out to like other states, like I said, you know, this is gonna just incentivize landlords to, you know, put their like register their little occupancy on RealPage.
in Phoenix, and that they control at least 50% of the market in Tucson.
90% in DC, 70% in Phoenix. That hardly seems like a fragmented rental market.
Yeah.
And their second point, more houses, not less data sharing, is the real fix for high rents.
Where home pricing is scarce, home prices and rents tend to be relatively high.
That's bunk.
Yeah.
You know, we've got apartment units all over Phoenix that aren't being rented right now because people can't afford them. The spaces are there, but people can't.
So if I could like jump into the mind of a landlord, I don't know exactly. I'm just gonna bullshit for a little bit. I probably have enough money to where I can probably live the rest of my life comfortably. You know, I pay the fees on the building regardless of whether or not there are rooms in it. And hopefully the rate that I get renters is greater than the rate that I have to pay just for like the general upkeep of the building and whatnot. And as long as I am slightly above my upkeep, I'm in the green. That's all I care about. If let's say I have 100 rooms in an apartment building, you know, I only actually, let's like for general sake, I only need to have 51 apartments being used. The other 49 can just be empty for all I care. And that all I need to be is just slightly in the green, essentially. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of fucked up or whatever, but like, shit, man, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know like what you can do to like combat that or whatever.
Can't afford them because these landlords are setting artificially high rent via an algorithm, and that is just unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable.
Things are shifting. Renters
Like, I don't think algorithms are just inherently or intrinsically bad. I think like algorithms are simply just tools, and if you use a tool in a malicious way, then yes, it's very easy to understand that you could think that a tool is bad because it's being used in a bad way. You know, if I kill somebody with a regular ass hammer, does that make all hammers bad? No. The hammer is, you know, made for a purpose to like put nails in and take nails out. You know, an algorithm is a tool. It's the people that misuse the algorithm for their own personal gain that warps people's perception of algorithms in general.
are banding together in class action lawsuits. Arizona, DC, and possibly North Carolina are suing. They want to end the scheme, refund renters, and fine companies like RealPage. The DOJ has started a criminal investigation into the whole thing.
Damn,
I
dude.
don't think this is just in Arizona, based problem. This is not the only place where algorithms are being used to set prices.
This is, to me, one of the bigger kind of issues facing kind of our economy and consumers in the next decade or so.
There's a lot of positive things that algorithms and machine learning can do for society, but there are also risks associated with it. We can't be afraid of technology. We have to lean in and learn about it and make sure that we're keeping the public safe from the abuses that can sometimes flow from misuse of technology.
Damn.
Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. This is the first of many videos we're producing on the rise of big data in society. If you have any areas
that's pretty cool,
let us know in the comments below.
Dang, dude, that was a cool ass video. And that's kind of like housing cartel exposed. God damn, dude. This seems to be like the very bleak future that we are entering towards. Ugh. Dang. This is a very revealing video. I had no idea that like landlords are like colluding together to like put all their houses and like occupancies on like one website to, you know, go under the same algorithm and try to price fix a, you know, rent for certain rooms and shit like that. That's crazy, man. Huh. I never would have thought about that. But this is the world we're in, man. God dang. But this was a great video, very educational, and I can only do nothing but recommend it. So go and give these guys a like, a share, or whatever. Like, this was awesome. God dang, man. I can't wait to see like the other videos you guys are gonna start doing with like big data. What was it? What'd you say? Like big data in the modern world or whatever. Yeah, great stuff, man. But that's pretty much it for me. I'll catch you guys on the next one. All right, later.